I don't know what to do. Just letting things flow out of me right now. I'm a little bit stressed right now, a little bit stressed right now. And that's okay, 'cause I'm acknowledging it. And I am singing for better days. Ooh, 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 ow. Singing is helping me breathe, centering my gravity. I sing when I'm stressed, I sing when I'm angry, I sing when I'm afraid, I dance when I'm stuck and also afraid. I sing when I need to think and when I need to regulate my breathing. I move my body when I need to feel my extremities, when I feel disassociated and I need to bring myself back in. Music helps breathe new life into me, into my spaces, and it helps me resituate myself in my space and time, in my moments. This documentary is about music's magic and what it means to different autistic people. I've had the privilege and the opportunity, the honor to be able to talk to fellow autistics about their experiences with music, and this is what follows. And I've started recording. I want to ask you a few questions. Hello, Chris. Hello. Thank you for being here today.
Of course.
Can you talk to me a bit about what your favorite music is to listen to, if you have a favorite kind of genre or anything? Can be multiple as well.
There's multiple. There's definitely multiple, and I feel like they're also like very much like apart from each other.
Nice.
I like different kinds of music because it was always very hard for me to like describe like, oh, I like this genre, I like this genre.
Yeah.
Because for me music was always very much about the lyrics and how it made me feel, that like sometimes I would get like the most horrendously emo song, and sometimes I would like the #1 pop song on the radio because of how they make me feel.
Yeah.
But I always describe my music taste as like angry men with guitars and like sad women with guitars. So yeah, that's how I would describe the music I like to listen to.
So when I was younger, before I got diagnosed, I used to listen a lot to Kanye. So like more hip hop-esque, maybe Kendrick, Frank Ocean, more male figures. But as I've grown older, and ever since I've been diagnosed, I do listen to more female or female presenting artists, especially Kate Bush. I listen a lot to Mitski.
I think it depends. I think like the music I enjoy listening to depends a bit on like how I'm feeling, on on where I'm at. So I think there's like a few artists that I listen to often, so like Stromae.
I repeat a lot of the same music, like that's one of the things, like a lot of repetition, so I always like circle the same artists. Arctic Monkeys and 21 Pilots are a go-to for me.
I often like sort of electronic-y music because like, I don't know, it makes me feel good. I think it's also a sensory thing to some extent.
Very particular genre that I love so much because it really helps me to get out some energy and to really feel like my little inside cheeky kid that's like, we'll go fuck shit up. Sorry to say it like that. I don't know if that's possible in your documentary.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. It's in Dutch. We call it garage rock.
Okay.
It's very like rocky, like fucking shit up type, almost punk, like. That's really, I really like that. That's nice to listen to and just clear my head when I'm like a little bit angry or frustrated or something like that.
Maltese artists like Brodo, Bricconi, Zevdaliza as well. Oh, and Beyonce and Solange. So mostly like female artists. I went into so much detail.
I mean, good. I want the detail. Jan, I want the detail. Like, give me all the detail.
And then classical music very much helps me to focus and empty my head. And for example, with work and with studying, those types of things.
Why do you listen to music? Maybe a broad question.
I think it's like kind of a way of stimming for me, because when I listen to music, as I said, I really pay attention to the lyrics and how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives me a release to emotions, because I'm in general a very sensitive and emotional person, and like listening to music allows me to kind of take the things I'm feeling and have someone else translate them for me, and then I just get to experience it in my own little world, in my own privacy. Or if I want to share it, then I get to show someone the song and be like, I hope this makes you feel the way that I feel.
I think it really helps with processing things. Like, I noticed that I mostly listen to like sad songs when I'm sad, and it's like, I don't know, it's almost like hearing other people like express things and experiencing those like expressions of things, that they help myself express things.
I think their music feels like home to me, or like comfort. It's a way for me to stim sometimes, especially in public, maybe without like being so obvious about it. And as bad as that sounds, it is an unfortunate way of how some of us have to like cope as being like full-time working autistic people in the community. Like,
Yeah.
when you incorporate music in your work life or in your like social life, maybe you're not out with everyone. For me personally, because this can be different for everyone on the spectrum, for anyone on the spectrum, singing is a form of stimming for me. Simply like rocking back and forth to the beat, or maybe like busting some like what would be seen to society as quirky, or like, oh, she's just energetic, or she's just like a lively person, when really it's just me taking out my like energy through these like quirky dance moves. Like, I'm willing to make a fool of myself. For example, I'm a nurse, so like for my patients sometimes, especially like the old ones, I play music sometimes, and we're like listening to music, and I do feel like it's a way for us to bond as well. So I'm stimming, the patient is also getting like some form of input, and it's not just like wham bam, shower, I'm washing you, you're naked, it's awkward. Like, it takes a bit away from that, and it makes it a more like wholesome experience for the both of us.
Yeah, but I have to. The minor chords, like the ones that make like the sad sound, those really help me with processing sad emotions, for example.
Okay. How do they help you with processing emotions?
Music, music opens up like a particular part of me that like helps me to go through the feelings, the different feelings that I have. And so when it's like a particularly sad song, it really takes me with it. Because in normal, like in life, normally it's hard for me to get towards emotions, which really is an autistic thing. What do you call that again?
Alexithymia.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm noticing with music that it really takes me along on the ride of like the feeling of the music. Yeah. Yeah, it moves through my body. It moves through, and it moves to different parts that I also experience different emotions. Yeah, I think it's like a flow through the body, basically.
Now I'm here at the piano keys, singing for sweet Vanessa.
so I have a form of synesthesia where all the sounds I hear, especially in music, like they become feelings in my body, and the way that electronic sounds make me feel, it's like it's very varied. So different sounds will make, like, for example, make my hands feel tingly, as almost as if you're like touching something that's slightly electrically charged, and like, I don't know, it's very much this, like, the sensations in my body that really feel pleasant or nice.
Do you feel sensations in your body in a particular way? Does it matter, like, which music you're listening to? Does it change that?
Yeah, because I think different kinds of instruments, and because of that also different kinds of styles will have different kinds of textures almost. And yeah, so it's, I don't know, and it can really add to certain songs, especially if it's like, I don't know, there's, for example, there's this song Creature by what are they called? Half Alive. And it's a very, like, philosophical song almost. Like, they're talking about, oh, like, I'm looking inside myself and finding stuff, and like the music kind of travels throughout your body and it kind of moves. The sounds have like a location in my body where I feel them. I think sounds can like pull or push. So I think there's like, if it's like talking about kind of pressure, it kind of like, it can like pull more, it can push more. I don't know, it's almost like it's the way the sound moves.
Pull and push, do you mean like on your body? On your skills?
Yeah, I think like some sounds, especially like the bass sounds in music, they really like feel like they're constricting. So it's like it feels like constricting motion without it like obviously actually happening, and it really adds to it because it's also very like it's almost like it works together with the meaning of the song, which really like it's really beautiful.
I definitely like associate certain songs with times in my life, which I feel like is a pretty common experience, not just for autistic people, but also in general for like everyone. But I definitely feel like I take it a bit more extreme. When I have a feeling I know before, I'm able to connect it to a song I've heard before. Like, there's this one song I like that right now that's like called True Blue by Boy Genius. And I always think about my best friend when I listen to it because it's about being known and being like loved unconditionally, basically. And the feeling that it gives me through the lyrics, but also the music itself, really makes me think of her, and then I get to like appreciate the friendship I have with her. So whenever I listen to it, I think of her, but also it lets me to kind of, whenever I'm feeling lonely, or I don't know, feel like there's no one in the world I'm going to be comfortable with, I like to listen to that song and feel it, and then I'm like, hey, I feel so loved by her, and if there's this one person that loves me so much, surely I can meet more people that I feel the same way with. So it kind of brings me back to that. And obviously there's also like the opposite, right? So if, I don't know, I did have a pretty like nasty relationship in the past, and there's songs that like are obviously dramatic. Like, I'm not gonna say that someone like ruined my life because we had a failed relationship, but because of the way that the lyrics are structured, it allows me to get that anger expressed without putting it on that person, if that makes sense. Like, I get to experience my feelings, but I don't need to hurt someone in the process.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I have this like outlet for me, I get to scream about how much I hit someone in like, you know, poetic words. And I get to just like experience it in my own terms, and no one has to know. It's just a me thing. I just get to sit in my room and I get to listen and feel and just experience it, and it's my thing. There's another song I like called Sidelines by Phoebe Bridgers, and every single time I kind of think I'm falling in love with someone, I like to listen to it to compare the feelings, because if the person I think I like now isn't making me feel the same way that song makes me feel, then to me that's a sign that the relationship isn't as good for me as I assumed, because the song is like very associated to me with like feeling seen and feeling understood and loved. So if someone's not fulfilling that feeling, something's wrong. So I guess that way kind of taking the experiences with the music really helps me to like process things on my own. I brought this with me because I thought that you might like it because I journal.
Yes.
And a lot of my journaling is actually around song lyrics. So I make like journal pages that are focused on different song lyrics, and like now I'm gonna have to dig through the entire thing.
Please dig. Take your time.
This is like one of the more recent ones. Because when I was going back from the States on my flight, I was listening to this one song.
Can you raise the...
Yeah, I don't know how you want the shot to be.
That's perfect. I'll take another shot then later. Thank you so much.
But yeah, I was like listening to this one song on the airplane because it's called Red Eye by Vance Joy. Yes, the dude who wrote Riptide. And I don't know, it's so simple, right? Because the song is called Red Eye. It was a red eye flight. But there is something about the whole song about like him singing about someone like going home, and all these emotions in the song like really, really resonated with me there.
Yes.
So I just took all my plane tickets and all of the things that like the song makes me feel, and I put them in together. And I kind of do that a lot. Like a lot of my journal content in terms of like the more artsy pages is focused around songs and song lyrics. Like they keep repeating themselves. Like I was going through a pretty rough breakup, and one of the pages is the Mitski song, which like, you know, tragic and like very dramatic, but yeah. So that kind of like shows up in my journaling a lot, and it's not very the classical way to experience music in terms of like stimming, but it's definitely a way that I experience music too. Like if I get lyrics stuck in my head, they just are stuck in my head for such a long time that I can't let them go. And it's just one of those ways I get to process them when they are stuck in my head.
One of the most soothing things that I do for me is listen to music whilst I'm driving. For example, from home to work, especially, I listen to music in my car all the time, but especially it's that moment for me to like mentally prepare for the day. I feel the beats of the music, and like most of the time, since I listen to the same or similar albums, I know the lyrics, I know what's coming. It's just me time. Me to be with myself as myself without a mask. Just listening, even if I'm like not singing the notes properly. It's just a way for me to be authentic with myself and not be exhausted, because sometimes unmasking can be exhausting because you're not used to it, and that's the truth, unfortunately. When I'm with myself sometimes and I like really like a song, I just put up the music, and I don't know, it can send like a chill down my spine, or else it just makes my heart like flutter and just makes me want to clap my hands really hard. Like it makes me super happy and rocking back and forth. Like I don't do that much in public.
Why do you think it helps you feel closer to your authentic self in that moment when you're listening to music?
I think since it is like a song, so there's these, let's say, 3 minutes, it's there and it's allowing me to enter this like moment. Whereas opposed to social situations, it's like very mechanical, and you're like, okay, I'm going to speak to this person, I'm blinking my eyes, I'm making eye contact, I'm looking away, it's very mechanical. But when you listen to a song, and especially when it's one of your favorite songs, like the body syncs with the music and you just feel it. It's not always, I don't always use music as a way for me to unmask and stim. Sometimes it's a form of distraction where like maybe I've had a heavy day and I just need the sound to tune out a bit my mind. I just need like one line of focus, which would be a song, rather than a lot of jumbled thoughts and like anxiety, what I could have said, how I could have acted better, was my facial expression properly done, did I offend someone, the usual self-doubt. So sometimes just pitch darkness, put a song on in the background, and I just like stretch on the floor and release the anxiety through my body by distracting myself through music. And then once like my body gets over that like ball of energy that just wasn't let out during the day, or maybe through masking, and then like I can really start to stim. But sometimes you need to like massage that ball until it's loose before you can really unmask, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise you won't be able to, at least for me, I won't be able to mask. It's a process.
Yeah. Can you talk to me a bit about this? I really like the metaphor you use, massaging the ball of like
But
yourself.
sometimes it feels like when you're in public or when you're around people, obviously, whether I like to admit it or not, I wear a mask around everyone, except maybe like I can count them less than 5 people.
Yeah.
You are one of them. My partner is one of them, Luke. And still, even sometimes in front of Luke, I'm scared to mask. And it feels like when you're masking, you're so rigid because you're so focused on acting a certain way and like looking to see the reaction of people saying, am I acting accordingly? Should I do something better? That you feel tense. So the muscles in your body feel like they have all this energy stuck. And then once you get home, it's impossible for you to stim if you have a pulled strained muscle or whatever. You need to like knead it until it's like loose and flowy, and then you can start like stim and feel more yourself and in your body. Like it's like a shield. You put on the shield and you need to break it down before you can let yourself go.